What's going on, YouTube? If you're clicking on this video, you're probably going through a lot right now. Your body's in a lot of pain. It's doing a lot of things that you've never experienced before or have been experiencing the past few weeks, days, months, and you're scared. I was in your position about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, summer of 2019. Let me just start off by introducing myself. Well, here first, my apologies because I wanted my first YouTube video to be a little bit more official. I didn't want it to be me recording with my phone in a vehicle. Ideally, I wanted it to be more professional, but after my workout, it wasn't the best, and my brain's been turning, and I just had some things that I wanted to discuss, and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna make the video now. But this is the first video of hopefully many to come, and I'm sorry again that it's low quality and not going to be edited at all, because I want everyone to see my first video of just raw me, getting to know who I am. I go by I Nate Reed, but you guys can just call me Nate or Nate Reed. Let me just first introduce myself just briefly. I'm 23 years old. I'm just turned 23 in March. My passion is fitness and health and sports and training, and I love gaming. And in 2019, a lot of people's worst years were 2020. Mine was 2019. My life changed forever, and I'll get to that soon. Early 2019, I was at the peak of my life. I had just turned 21. I thought I was unstoppable. I was in the best shape of my life. I was at the most athletic peak of my life. I thought I ran the world. And then in the summer of 2019, I was working for a car dealership. It was a really long day, 12-hour shift. I'd barely eaten any food. I was on 2 energy drinks, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. I had been vaping all day long. And a friend of mine, and again, I'll go into this in further videos if you guys have questions deeper. A friend of mine was like, it was a really stressful day. Obviously, as being a salesman, it's not a good job. Like, if you can't handle stress, I strongly advise you not to do that job. But anyway, towards the end of the night, I was really stressed out. I was dehydrated as hell. I was hungry as hell. My friend was like, yo, you need to relax, bro. Here, take a hit of my pen. And basically this pen was like a weed pen or whatever you call it. It had high THC content, and I had never done something like that in my life before. And I took a hit of it, and he was like, yo, you got to make it deeper. So I took like 3 or 4 really deep hits where it like burned the back of my throat. And it was insane. It was really bad. And then, at first I didn't feel anything, so I'd hit it again. And let me just say this, if you've never smoked weed before or take a hit of whatever those oil pen things are, don't go crazy or don't do it at all, because it can change your life. And I'm not sure exactly to this day what happened that day, but it changed my life forever. My first symptoms was heart palpitations and tunnel vision, and I just thought I was gonna have a heart attack. Like, that's what it felt like. My heart started pounding. I started getting tunnel vision. My balance was all over the place. My body was shaking, and I thought I was gonna die. It was very very traumatizing. And from that day forward, my life changed forever. Again, I apologize, the length of this video is probably going to be very long, but I just want to talk in depth about this. So that summer of 2019, I went to the hospital, and I was never the same since. I went to the hospital thinking that I was having a heart attack. Turns out I just had really bad heat exhaustion. To this day, I don't know what exactly happened that night. I don't know if I was like tripping or whatever you call that. It was just bad. So in essence, that's just telling you the first part of my story. Again, like I said, if you're clicking on this video, you're probably tagged in this video is going to be health anxiety, talking about fears and symptoms of health anxiety. And also, since then, I've been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and I'll get deeper into that in later videos. But I think that is what triggered it. And again, there's so much that I want to cover, and I can't do it all in one video, but I'm basically, if you're clicking on this video, I want to see if your guys' stories line up kind of with mine, with health anxiety, or if you do have fibromyalgia, or if you have fears of motor neuron diseases. And again, I'm going to cover all of this. But basically, ever since that day, that was in like July of 2017. In June of 2017, that whole week, like, I had episodes of heart palpitations, and it was really scary, and my brain had changed. Some chemistry in my brain had changed forever that day. And I've heard that those types of severe traumatic experiences often trigger PTSD and severe anxiety, and that's what happened. At this point in the video, comment down below what you think triggered your health anxiety, what you think triggered, maybe you have some sort of undiagnosed thing that's going on, whether that be fibromyalgia or who knows what it could be. It could be a plethora of things. But anyways, and ever since that day, my first symptoms were your basic anxiety, panic attack symptoms. For 2 or 3 months, I would get heart palpitations, I'd get tunnel vision, I'd get hot and cold feet and hands, I'd get numbness and tingling in all of my extremities. There'd be times where I'd just be in the middle of bed and I'd wake up panicking, and I just sat on the side of my bed rocking back and forth as my entire body shook from top to bottom. I had tremors within my body, and by what I mean by tremors is it wasn't like your normal shaking. It was like the nervous system was just freaking out. I had severe headaches. Ever since that day, I'd get really weird headaches. And that went on for about 3 to 4 months. I ended up going to the hospital again with a panic attack. And I've had several EMGs done on my heart. My heart is completely fine. And then I had like 2 or 3 weeks where everything seemed to be getting better. At the time, I went from working an active job to a desk job. So now here I am working a desk job. And then everything changed. And some of you are clicked on this video because of what I'm about to go through. One morning, I woke up to a twitch in my right calf. And not your like normal twitches that you may get when you've had a lot of caffeine, or you just worked out or something like that, but a twitch that was really strange that I'd never felt before. And at first I kind of just blew it off, but already because I'd just gone through 3 or 4 months of panic and anxiety, what's the first thing I did? I went to Dr. Google. And let me just warn you all now, if you're here because you are typing up your symptoms in Google, you're only hurting yourself. And I know that that's really hard to tell you not to do, but you can't do that because you will make it worse. Now, those of you who heard me say Twitch, you probably know where this video is going from here. I looked on Google, and what's the first thing that you see when you type in muscle twitches? A very scary motor neuron disease called ALS, otherwise known as Lou Gehrig's disease. And I don't want to get too much into this because a lot of you are probably already freaking out about it, and trust me, I was there with you. It changed my life forever. But basically what happens is your muscles, your like nerves and muscles just stop working. And basically how it happens is, it starts in a part of your body and spreads throughout. I'm not going to go too much in detail about it because you probably already have Googled it and know everything there is to know about it. But I was terrified, and I was convinced for months that I had this, and I was freaking out. My anxiety and panic and my symptoms turned into symptoms of that disease. Obviously not to a point where I couldn't move body parts. Obviously I'm moving just fine. So I'm, and I'll have more videos that go more deeper into this based on what the comment section looks like. But basically this fear of a motor neuron disease took over my life for a good half a year, and even almost a year. Basically, now let me talk a little bit about my symptoms. So obviously first I got muscle twitches, and it started my right calf, then it went to my left. Then I would feel it, I'd feel like spasms in the back of my traps. I'd feel them in my shoulders, I'd feel them in my biceps, I'd feel them in my triceps, I felt them in my neck, I felt them in my tongue. Anywhere you think of, any body part you could think of, it was twitching at one point or another, and I was freaking out. I was constantly checking out my body, looking for muscle deterioration. I was taking pictures of my legs because that was a big one, where I actually was noticing my legs were shrinking over time. That's how severe it was stuck in my head, and I was convinced that I had ALS. It took over my life. And you probably clicked on this video because either you're scared you have ALS, or you're scared or you have multiple sclerosis, or you're scared you have some type of disease or cancer or something like that, and you're freaking out. And I just want to tell you, first of all, I'm still alive, and I still go through muscle twitches every single day. You're going to be okay. I also want to say this, I'm not a doctor. So I strongly believe, just like other people who make YouTube videos, if you're truly worried and need that reassurance, please go see a doctor first. And whatever you might be freaking out about, go to a specialist, see if you can get referred to a specialist, just so that everything's okay. But I promise you, this is normal for someone with health anxiety. Again, like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I went through this just like everyone else. And it took over my life, and I still have repercussions of it today. Whatever happened that day in 2019, it changed my life forever. And ever since, I've had muscle twitches, I've had severe weird headaches, I'll feel off balance. I don't really go through any panic attacks anymore. That's kind of, I've learned to kind of not necessarily ignore, but embrace those types of things. And again, I will go over all the details of my recovery and experience in other videos. Again, this is just an introduction to why I'm making YouTube videos. I want to be here. I want to build a community to help other people going through this, or going through any type of anxiety. And again, I'm so sorry that this video is so scrambled. I wanted to talk through this. I wanted to see how many people are going through these things, because my heart goes out to you. It took over my life, and it's probably taking over so many of yours. Not to mention, on top of that, COVID became a thing during 2020, which made everything worse. On top of experiencing all these symptoms and all this fear, I wasn't able to get into the gym anymore. I was working a desk job. My muscles, me looking at my legs and my arms and seeing my muscles deteriorate, it didn't click to me that I wasn't working out anymore and that I was working a desk job. And if I strongly believe if you don't use it, you lose it. So, obviously me taking pictures of my legs, seeing how my muscles were shrinking, seeing how I wasn't as strong and big as I was, not even thinking that it's been a year and a half since I've touched a weight or I've gone to the gym. So, and when we go through anxiety, we don't think about this stuff. We don't think logically. The only thing we're thinking about is, oh my God, my muscle's twitching. I'm going to die. Oh my God, my heart is racing. I'm going to have a heart attack. Oh my God, I have a knot, or I have like a bulge on my leg. I have cancer, or I have a severe headache. I'm going to have an aneurysm. Whatever it is that you're going through, the human body goes into the fight or flight mode. And believe it or not, our brains are the most powerful things on earth. If you think something, you're gonna experience it more. And you don't have to be a doctor to know that. It's just facts. I've talked to so many other people who have gone through this. I've watched so many other people's YouTubes online, and they all say the same thing. Your brain is so powerful, and if you freak out about muscle twitching or you freak out about a certain disease, I guarantee you will start experiencing symptoms of those diseases or sicknesses or whatever the case may be. So all in all, I don't want to make this video too long as it is, but this was just really an introduction. I want to make more videos on more symptoms. So if you guys have questions or you're here and you're scared, please send me a message. I'll have my Discord link below. If you want to follow my Twitch, I want to do podcasts. I'll have that down below. I think the best way to get a hold of me is either just comment down below or add me on Discord. If you resonate with this, don't feel free to hit that like button. It is up to you whether or not you want to follow my story, and hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate it. But I basically, what I want to do with this YouTube channel is I want to bring a community of people that are struggling and are scared and are fearful. And I want to be able to be there for them and share the tips and tricks that I did to get through this, and whether or not you get a diagnosis like I did, mine was finally fibromyalgia. That's what doctors think. That's what they diagnosed me with. And I'll get into that. I'll have a whole video on fibromyalgia, because that's a whole nother beast. I went to a neurologist. They never found anything. I never took an EMG, because I just didn't find a point and I couldn't afford it. But I'm still walking, I'm still alive. I don't think I have MS. I 100% don't have ALS, because I would be gone by now, because it was been 2 years since my twitches first came. And I just want to say this, for those of you that are fearful of those kinds of diseases, I want you to think, well, first of all, twitching is not the first symptom of those. You would notice severe weakness. And I'm not talking about internal, I'm not talking about perceived weakness. What I'm talking about, and trust me, I know what I'm talking about, because I've done a lot of research and I've talked to actual specialists on this disease, because I was so scared. You basically would begin to feel real weakness in your hands or your legs, or some part of your body. Usually it starts in one part of your body. For example, in your hand, you would notice that you would be dropping things very easily, or you wouldn't be able to button your shirt, or you would just be very unstable. And I mean severe. I'm not talking about, your hand feels heavy or anything like that, because trust me, I felt those symptoms. When I saw the symptoms of motor neuron diseases, I was like, oh my God, I have that. I can't open my hand all the way wide, or I'm losing muscle tone in my fingers, or my fingers became really tight and stiff, which that's a whole nother beast. My whole nother beast, which I'll talk about, is body stiffness, because that's a big one. So yeah, again, I severely apologize that this video is so scrambled. I will do another follow-up based on the comments that I see down below, so I can get a better idea of what people are going through. But All in all, you know, if you're having muscle twitches and that's like your only symptom, you can rest at ease. You don't have ALS. If you're truly just worried about it, please go see a doctor, but I guarantee you, you're gonna be okay. I'm here for you. I know there's gonna be other people that are gonna become a part of this, hopefully, new community that I build, that I'm hoping to build, that are gonna be here for you. Basically, I just want us all to come together and be here for each other. Share your videos, share your stories, please. If you're scared, or if you've already been through anxiety and you've came out on the other side and you're still breathing, just, you know, comment down below your story. I'll read through as many as I can. But, you know, and expect a follow-up video. Again, I severely apologize that this is so scrambled. I just wanted to get something out there so I can see who all needs help. And I want to make more videos on how I overcame and what I'm doing now, especially for those of you that have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, because doctors don't even know about this disease. Anyone that knows about fibromyalgia or knows the best about it are people that have it. So if you're here and you have that, and you're stuck, you don't know how, you know, you need help, I'm gonna make a whole nother video on my symptoms of fibromyalgia and what I do daily to be able to live a decent life, because it's a very, very hard disease. It's not gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill you, but it makes life very hard. And, you know, at the beginning of this year, I've really started to figure things out with it. I'm back in the gym. It's hard sometimes to get in the gym, because I'm stiff and tight and my muscles get fatigued very quickly. I feel out of balance. Again, I'll go have a whole nother video on symptoms of fibromyalgia. So expect that soon. So like and subscribe if you have any of these symptoms, or if you have gone through it and you want to share your tips with everyone else. Please comment down below. I'm sorry for the length of this video. But I just want to appreciate all of you that are here. I want to tell you that you're loved and that you're going to make it, and it's going to be okay. And we're here for you. So hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. It's your boy, Nate Reed. Let's build a community. Let's be here for each other. Peace.